Alright folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're here to discuss Saturday's Cup final as Celtic won the Scottish Cup to make it a double for this season. We'll also discuss what's obviously going to be next for Celtic going into obviously next season. I'm joined by Alistair. Alistair, we'll talk about the game on Saturday first and foremost. We won the double, which is obviously brilliant for the players and the manager and stuff. What was obviously thoughts on the game?
I thought it was. Ru- I thought it was as routine a cup final as you'll get, and I mean no disrespect to Dunfermline, but it was the kind of cup final I expected, Josh. A couple of hairy bits to start off, but once we settled down, we were so comfortable it was untrue.
Aye. No, I thought we were decent. To be fair, I thought first half especially. I thought after, as you said, after we settled down, I thought we were okay. Obviously, we're in at half time, two up. Second half, I didn't think we were that great, if I'm being honest. But at that point, it kind of damage was already done in the first half, so I can kind of understand it to an extent. But we did obviously get the third goal in the second half. Any actual making it 3 in Dunfermline, got a kind of consolation goal back with 10 minutes to play. Um, Obviously, we wanted it. The fact we've managed to commit this season with a double is brilliant. To be honest with you,
Miraculous, to be honest.
aye, and it's all down to the players and the coaching staff who have went out there on that pitch and managed to win as a double. We no help from people from behind the scenes, but that's not a surprise.
No, I think
So to be fair to them, they've done really well to come together, especially after that result at Tannadice. You thought we were going to probably not win anything this season, to be honest.
well,
And we've managed.
I thought we were cooked after that game, Josh. I really did.
Aye, so the fact we've come out with a Scottish Cup and a league title, is absolutely brilliant. Martin O'Neill, yet again, adding another trophy to the cabinet, and just kind of capping off. I thought it capped off a kind of strange season, but towards the end, a really memorable season at the same time. So that was obviously good. And the thing is, as well, it was good for a lot of those players to get one final trophy in the bag, probably before they leave Celtic. Players that have been here for quite a long time, they'll probably be moving on in the summer. Maeda, Hatate, players like that. So it was good for them to get another trophy in the bag before they leave and get that kind of send off.
It was kind of sad that Rio Hatate never was in the squad because you were quite. You said you seen him and he looked down in the dumps. Everybody knows I'm a big
I'm go-
Hatate fan, but
I'm
it's
going to be
what
honest with Hatate. The Hatate thing, there must be something going on because Martin just doesn't play somebody. I don't subscribe to. Oh, he's just fell out with him. Real Hatate must have not pulled his weight the last few weeks.
I
I,
don't
I,
want to say down tools or the body language, please, but
I, I'm struggling to find any other reason. Martin is not just a man. I don't know. You probably know Martin better than what I do. Obviously for his first spell and stuff like that. But to
well, Martin
Martin
O'Neill,
doesn't.
Martin O'Neill takes a lot of emphasis in training, and maybe Hatate's just went, fuck this kind of thing, I'm away.
Aye, and if you think about it, the last kind of few weeks of the season, we've no need. It's not been. We've not really. We've won it with good technical moments, but we've won it on sheer grit, and I just don't think Hatate's got it in him to. And I hate accusing somebody of this, but I just don't think he's got the same grit, and for me, he doesn't suit a
He's not
Martin
that
team.
kind of player.
Aye, but I still think Real Hatate's Celtic career's been a weird one for me. I think he's got away with a lot. I think he's got away with a lot. I think we're always saying, oh, but when he's on it, he's on it. But apart from Ange Postecoglou's second season, there's only been a handful, a few games where I've got at, do you know, Rio Hatate was on it.
He's
Ange
probably
Postecoglou,
he's only go.
no, I was just going to say, Ange Postecoglou's second season was his best season, without a doubt. He was really consistent there, but he's always been such an inconsistent player. So is it really a surprise that it's sad? Don't get me wrong, he's done brilliant for Celtic. But is it a surprise it's ended this way? I don't know.
I mean, you could argue, as you say, his second season and his first full season, and he's probably had a good 18 months all in. I think that would be fair.
I think Rio Hatate's been another one of those that has been promised a move and hasn't got it. And to add to it, Maeda, Yang, players like that who have been promised a move and they haven't got it. I think
Engels
that's
probably.
Engels as well, probably aye. So I think that's probably been part of the reason as well. It's a shame. Hatate's been a brilliant player for Celtic. Um, he's done really well, big goals in Europe. As I said, that second season under Ange Postecoglou was not even probably was the best material in the
Probably
country.
the last good game for us was Feyenoord, if I'm honest.
Aye, and that's the thing. He has shown moments this season what he can, but Martin O'Neill needed consistency.
Aye.
Martin
Martin
O'Neill,
needed team players,
aye,
and that's how we heard that is clearly not being used. And
Martin O'Neill needed consistency. Like your McGregor's. As much as you want to maybe moan at Negrin for being involved a lot, still a consistent source of goals, especially throughout the season. So I think that's been what's probably why we've not seen Real Hatate involved as much as probably like to the last 6 months. But overall, he's been a brilliant player for Celtic. Another player I wanted obviously come on to, it will probably be Dyson Maida's last game for Celtic. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I've Dyson Maida's been an incredible football player for Celtic. He's been just a joy to actually sit and watch the guy. And I seen something. I seen something. It was like somebody on Twitter that says that Maida will be like, because people tell me, like, my dad will tell me how good Larson was. I think a few years time he'll be telling people about how good Maeda was and how different a player he was. I hold him that high. I think what he's done for Celtic has been nothing short of remarkable.
I'm not exaggerating. I don't think there's a player in world football like Maeda.
Nah, no, there
I
isn't.
don't. I don't. I can't even think anybody that puts the work rate in. Technically, he's not the best, but talk about a shift. You can never fault the guy for effort in the ground he covers and stuff like that.
I'm gonna say he's carried us to a double. He's been a one man. He's been on a one man mission to get us a domestic double this season.
After the split, yeah, I would say that.
Um,
And, and probably Kalechi and Nacho as well, but I would say Maeda done it in key moments.
the thing is
Maybe
as well, Dyson Maeda has played 90 minutes in every single game.
I, I,
Like that's mental. Like that is insane. Honestly, I hold the guy in such regard. It's unbelievable.
I'm never one for once players leave Celtic. I'm never one to watch and where they go. But I'll be interested to see where Maeda does go
Aye,
and
but for
what kind of team he gets.
but for me, and people might think I'm over exaggerating here. Dyson Maeda for me is a Celtic legend.
I would
I
say so.
I genuinely would hold him in that higher regard. I don't know what else
How
Dyson Maeda.
long has he been here? January 2021, so he's been
So
here 5 years.
5 years. In that 5 years as well, Alistair, he's done everything a Celtic player could do. Derby goals, European goals.
Cup
He's
final goals.
cup final goals. He's won trophies. He's played at Europe. He's got us to the knockouts of champ. What else can he do for me? And people might disagree. And he has a Celtic legend for me, and I honestly, I just think the guy is an incredible football player. Now, I was always one of Kyogo's biggest fans. I would even put him above Kyogo now.
I think, uh, I think this will be the last year that the majority of the Japan players will leave. But that's a podcast video. We should do a tier list of the Japanese players. That'd be a good one to do. But I do agree with you. I,
Is he the best Japanese player to play for Celtic?
Up there, um, probably, probably in terms of what he gives you off the ball, I would say that. But I think Nakamura's a genius, so they'd definitely be my top two. Josh,
Aye,
Naka and then you can argue the toss
aye.
on the order.
The other player that will probably leave in the summer, which is quite sad to see. I'm not gonna lie, is Arne Engels. I mean, he's a guy that's
That
you either lo-
was very underrated. It was
you either love the guy, you hate the guy. No, hate the guy. It's a strong word, but
like, his man mate. His man
yeah.
mate.
Um, he's been very kind of. Some people think he's a brilliant player. Some people think he's not very good. I would say to the people who don't think he's very good, I would maybe try and watch football in a bit of a different way. To be honest with you, I've always backed Arne Engels. I think he is a good player, and I think when he leaves Celtic, you'll see
I
that.
was going to say that. It's, it was the same with it. You've already had a sample size, really, when he wasn't in the team. I'll
Aye,
be honest.
no,
That,
definitely.
that is uh, him and Alistair Johnson and Maeda and the actual they four they four players have have been 96% why we've won this week.
Aye, no, definitely. And for me, this might people might think I'm off my head when I say this. I think we've got the £11 million back. I think if
I
you're looking
I
at
don't think we'll lose money on them. Put it that way.
no in terms of like if we get the 11 million, I just think in value. I think we have. I look at it and go that if Arne Engels is in that isn't in that team last year, did we get through the knockouts of the Champions League?
No,
I
I
think it's
was
questionable. Because Matarelli left and obviously Engels was brought in. And I felt bad for him as well because I think everybody was expecting this is the Matarelli replacement. He's nowhere.
no, he's
He's not the
no
same
that
player.
kind of midfielder.
Aye. So I felt bad for him. I felt that he was always kind of, oh, well, we had Matarelli, he was better. They were completely different players. And I'm going to be honest with you, £11 million in a global football market, I get in Scotland it's big, it's not that big. You know, it isn't it,
No,
but it's no, you know, it'll get you a young European player, which Arne Engels is. And I hope he goes on and does well at whatever club, because I think he's done really well at Celtic. He's won trophies. He's played in Europe like
well,
Maeda.
he completed the set. He completed the sentence Saturday.
Aye.
I think
See,
he's won everything.
we won the League Cup first season, won the league twice, and obviously won the Scottish Cup on Saturday. So I like Engels, and I think you'll see the best of him wherever he goes next.
I think he
But
might go. I hope he kind of goes to a European league,
I could see him got the Premiership.
bottom half.
Maybe Notts Forest might come back in for him again.
Um,
Um, I think would be interesting because Notts Forest poor season, but they've ended the season not too badly.
I'd take him at Villa.
Um, so I don't know, but obviously best of luck to all the players that are moving on and stuff. But and obviously it's a shame. But Alistair obviously does beg the question: you need to replace what you lose, and
Mm.
the fact that
That's the big if, innit? Really,
uh,
that really is the big if.
that is the big if, and it's made even worse that we're currently recording this on the 25th of May and we don't even have a manager. You know,
I,
and
I would, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm no panicking yet, but if we get to the end of the week and we've still not heard then I will get edgy. And I know guys on social media and that are starting to get edgy, and I get it, but I think, to be honest, um, I think we're just going to have to wait and see how the cards fall on this one. But they better move the move their arse basically because we've got a major rebuild to happen, and if people don't think that, all you need to look at respected journalist Stephen McGowan telling you that all our quality players are probably going out the door.
aye. No, no. Stephen McGowan also kind of said today that the managerial interviews and the looking for a manager is going to start the end of this week.
No, I said
Which,
the interviews is taking place this week, so we should know by the end of the week.
but even interviews, why were they not done 2 months ago, a month ago?
I
You
agree.
know, everything's just labour. It's just so, it's just labour intensive. They're just, it's
Probably try to wait for the emails to go down all the boards. I fancy him.
I don't know, and I I say that even in interviews, if it's the candidates who have been reported, I'm not exactly jumping at my chair.
Mm.
Um, to be honest,
Well, if it's a candidate, Bellamy and Keane,
well,
just get,
Bellamy and Keane, both of them should be nowhere near the Celtic
just
job.
get to Martin.
Um,
That's the
and
candidate.
I don't know how to feel about the Celtic managerial search at the moment. Martin O'Neill, I'm even torn on as well. Don't get me wrong, Martin O'Neill's done a fantastic job at Celtic. But I'm obviously if whoever gets the job, I'll support them, whatever. But it's just I'm just really torn with the whole Martin O'Neill thing because I look at it and go, how can it get any better for Martin O'Neill?
I
He's got
do
that.
wonder, Josh, is there going to be a candidate that hasn't been leaked?
It'll be interesting. It will be interesting.
Aye,
Because I just look with the Martin O'Neill stuff. I just look at it and go that you've got something that no many football players can get, a fairy tale finish.
aye.
Scott Brown never got it at Celtic. Let's
I'll
just
give you an example. Martin O'Neill's boss at Nottingham Forest, 2 European Cups he won, but by the time he left, he got them relegated. So there's your argument.
exactly. And I would, I'm going to be honest. See, Martin O'Neill, don't get me wrong. I think if he was backed, which is another story, but I think we come in and do a good job. I
You'd
want
be
to
waiting on, you'd be kicking the can down the road.
I me as see Martin O'Neill for the first time as Celtic manager. I want to remember him as these last few weeks where we've managed to win the title. In the fashion we did against Hearts. And then we won the Scottish Cup. You know, Saturday was a fantastic day. It was brilliant. It was good to right the wrongs of last year's final. To be fair, so it was a
Aye,
good day, and
well done to you
uh,
and your eye. You're no jinx.
so I think if we lost that one, I don't think I'd be getting back to Hampden to be honest. But no, it was good to obviously see that, and it was just a really good day. And I'm not saying that Martin O'Neill would come in. I've got real worries, that this board will be up to their old tricks again, where they're no back play the manager. And people might say about Martin O'Neill's a legend. They don't care. They don't care who you are. You know.
I think I think Martin O'Neill would insist in writing, right? I'm coming back for this, and this. But whether whether they'll do that because he's putting his reputation on the line.
Yes.
No, no for
No, with the
me,
supporters.
no for me. But I'm
But the
a bit
media.
like, I'd be a bit like you. I do. I remember him first time round, Josh. I remember, and he's probably enhanced that with the whole Hearts game and stuff. Because trust me, I don't think anybody else would have got us over the line with
Aye,
that squad. It was sheer will. It was sheer will to win.
I know definitely. But
And that's how I would love to remember him.
I just look at it with Martin O'Neill and I look at it at the fact us as fans, no matter what would happen, it would they tarnish Martin O'Neill's
No,
legacy. I think that's pretty much what
I
everybody's
can
saying.
genuinely say, hand on my heart, I think even if Martin O'Neill stayed for the year and we never won it, I would still remember the Hearts game. As we,
Aye, but the one thing for me that would frustrate me is if we're sitting in August, September, and have no qualified for the Champions League because the board have let them down, while the board hide away and don't speak, and then Martin O'Neill needs to come in and he needs to go to media conferences and needs to be asked the same questions every week to try and stop the anger for the fans. That's no fair.
no,
That is no fair while they sit there and that's my worry. I don't want Martin O'Neill, a club legend, sitting there trying to answer the same questions about how did you not qualify for the Champions League? Do you feel you were backed enough?
you
You
can
know,
already hear the question.
yeah, you can. I can already picture it sitting at him in a press conference, and I would feel terrible. Honestly, I would feel terrible because the guys who should be answering it, they'll sit behind. They'll no speak
Oh,
because they're
well,
the people that
clearly,
should be answering it. So that's my fear. Martin O'Neill, I have got no doubt would do a job at Celtic if he is backed properly. Because as you said, a lot of the quality in this team is going to leave, and a lot of players who are on loan are going to go back. So Celtic are going to need to build. And if I'm
the
Martin O'Neill getting into the
squad
interviews,
basically, we're building for squads.
aye, if
That's
I'm
no
Martin
big.
O'Neill or any other manager getting into so-called interviews this week, I'd be going, I want this, I want that, I want that. And if you can't guarantee me that, don't don't consider me.
Mm.
I think that we need that type of manager who's going to be firm with this board and go, do you know what? You know, because Brendan Rodgers was firm, Ange Postecoglou was firm.
But
This board need.
I would say that's Josh. And Postecoglou is probably the only manager that come in and needed this style of rebuild. I think
And he was
that's
firm
it.
about it. He was firm about it, and he got what he needed.
But
You know, and that's what I think we're at this point. I don't want a manager that's just going to get. I hate to use his name and like, whatever, but somebody like I don't want it, but somebody like Dyler, he was just
happy, happy to be
whatever.
there.
Whatever you go, you were happy to work with. I don't want a manager like that. I want a manager that's going to come in and go like that, who's ambitious to go. I want this, and I think Martin O'Neill's in that category. I think Martin O'Neill, even though he's been in and done, I think he'll still be ambitious to want to do more, to want to get Celtic back to the Champions League. He'll want to compete at the highest level again.
No, he, Josh, he would back himself, and I would back him, given 5, 6 players. I would back him to get us into the Champions League as the one
I would
manager
as well.
could do that. But I, I hope they just don't give it to Martin O'Neill and say, come up with the old excuse, oh well, Martin O'Neill's not going to be here long term, we didn't want to get money. I'm fed up of that same old tune.
And I think if any did come out of that, I go, oh, why the fuck did you appoint him then?
Aye,
They've had 6 months to appoint a manager.
we're only
So,
starting the interviews this week apart.
exactly. I mean, but I want an ambitious manager. I want somebody that's going to come in here and go like that. I want this. I want that. I want this, and it's justified.
Please don't make an ass of me, say it like, but I'm going to say something. I and I know we referenced Ryan 118, but he came up with a good point when he said he doesn't think it'll be Keane because Keane would have been here by now.
I think so as
I
well.
genuinely believe that.
I
So
think it's. I think I might be wrong here, but I think you're looking at Martin O'Neill, Craig Bellamy, or
yeah, no,
maybe some other candidate. But I would have high doubts about that the other candidate if there even is one. I don't know. As much as I'm not a big fan of Craig Bellamy as well in terms of him getting the job, I think he's ambitious as well. I still think he's not just going to come in here and go, "Oh, I'll
no.
just
You're
take it."
asking him to forgo. I know Burnley get relegated, but you're asking him to come up and pick us over Burnley. Now Burnley will be in the mix to get into the Premier League next year. They will be. They will be,
Aye,
believe me.
I'm
And
telling you, and that's the key thing about these managers. I want an ambitious manager. I want a manager that's going to take this bold to task and go, right, this is what I need if you want me to succeed as Celtic manager. And then if he gets what he needs and he doesn't succeed, then we'll blame the manager.
I'm in no doubt. Listen, we'll get players in, but is it going to be arse over elbow again?
Aye. Well, if
Lastminute.com.
you look at January, we got players in there, but they were rubbish.
And they
Mavuka,
weren't playing, by the way. We
aye.
almost spent 4.5 million in Mavuka.
Mavuka's played 45 minutes against Dundee, get hooked.
Uh,
Adamu scored that. By the way, if it wasn't for Adamu, we never double,
I
which
was.
is
Can I just say that before we finish? I was going to say I'm glad Martin O'Neill done that because I know it was a bit cringe, but the fact is we wouldn't have stolen in
it's the
that.
same. It's the same with Balakwisha.
Well, what did he do?
The assist against Motherwell, he put the last minute winner.
I
So if you think about it, I mean, it's
I,
mental. It is,
I,
but
I bet you big Tom's like that. But what about my penalty? I thought,
well, the penalty kick. You know, Mavuka bit didn't play it. Adamu, that moment apart didn't do much.
in
Uh,
the end, Josh
Oxley,
wasn't
Oxley Chamberlain played here or there.
good goals. It's like
Aye.
40 for
Another important, I think two important goals actually as well. Or
Livingston
one.
and St. Martin, right?
Um, you know, but has he had a massive impact at Celtic? No. Um,
He's, and that is why I'm not convinced, Josh, that any of the lone players, and I'm going to be honest, I don't see Kalechi in actual being here either.
aye,
He's maybe got an outside chance, but that'll be a one if we can't get any
see the thing,
Braille.
mate. I'll say on the end on this. Only one out of I think the five players we signed in January made an impact, and that was Julian Arajo. Before his injury, obviously, I think he made a good impact in the squad.
Well, you hang about we've had two transfer windows and the two best players, because as we've said in previous pods, we're not including Tierney because he was coming in January. Um, the only two are the two fullbacks, Arachi and Araujo.
I would say Negrin.
I will.
I
I'm
think front
talking about
runner.
Owens, mate.
Oh, sorry. So
Owens, I am talking
um,
about Owens.
no, but it's just Iñárritu's a weird one because I actually think he's an incredible football player, and
I but
technically he's
I
such a good
just
football.
he is, but you can't rely on him when
See,
that.
and that's the thing. See next season if we brought in a number one striker who is going to play most of the games and Iñárritu come off the bench, I wouldn't have a problem.
From Scandinavia, hopefully. But
If
anyway,
just
maybe
anyone, I
that
don't know who it will be, but if we can bring in like a starting striker and Iñárritu can go kind of fight it out for the
I
with the
think
number one
the
striker.
strikers, to be honest, because Yamad is going to go, Kenny's going to go, and
We need two centre forwards.
that's what I'm saying.
I think if you can get I think realistically, I think if you can get a starting out and out striker, um,
Get good wingers as well.
aye, if you can get an out and out striker, and then if Kletchy is going to try his hardest to get himself fit, I think he'd be alright for a second striker. Then you've got Osman as your third striker.
Aye.
I think Osman deserves a chance next season at Celtic in terms of what capacity. I don't know what that'll be, but I think
Because let's be honest, I'm not convinced we beat the Hearts if Osman's not in the park.
no, we don't because he plays. I mean, two of the goals for me, so I would agree. I don't think we would. Um, so I think that's in terms of the striker. I think we need two centre forwards. If Iniacho is one of them, I don't know.
We need
But
a midfield rebuild.
we need the whole squad just needs rework. That's to put it
Aye.
bluntly. The whole squad needs completely reworked.
Definitely agree.
But I don't know. I wouldn't be too against Kletchy actually coming back if there was another one alongside him.
Mm.
Somebody's been playing week in week out for the club and has
I
been
wouldn't
scoring
be
the goals.
against it, Josh. It's just I've got my doubts with that.
I've got my doubts, but that's why I think it's good to have that security of a kind of
And
first choice
it
striker.
looks as if, it looks as if God only knows what's happening with Jota.
And obviously the Jota news as well. Just adds, I think, as much as harsh as it sounds, like you need to start planning without Jota. To be honest with you, so that would add
Because
another
it's
wing.
basically 2 years.
Aye, that will add another kind of wing into
With
the kind of shopping list. But as we know, it's the start. This is now the start of this big summer they've been talking about for weeks, and for weeks we played it up. We obviously didn't speak about it as much because it was about getting behind the
everybody
team,
was focused and trying to win the league.
and that was fine. But now it's time to focus on it. This is a massive summer for Celtic, and they need to get it right because I'm pretty sure Rangers and Hearts they will not fuck about.
Well, all good way to end it. Keep your eyes on that sport.
That's what I would say. They know what they need to do. They need to bring in players. They need to get a manager first and foremost.
Need to get a
Hope,
chairman, need to get a chief executive.
aye.
But
Um,
we've not even started in the off-field crap
well,
bit.
hopefully we'll get some sort of manager at the end of this week.
Hopefully.
Some sort of news. Because if we don't, I think people start to really worry. To be honest, but we'll see what happens. But no, that has been the last video of the 2025
And it's that
2026.
season. And it feels like 4 seasons, mate. But
I know, which is obviously mental to say. That's been obviously the last video. As I say there, the summer will be probably focusing on what's going to happen before the new season starts
so
in
we'll probably
August.
see you in August because it'll be fuck all to talk
Nothing to
about.
talk about. But no, it's been another brilliant season for Celtic. In the end, we go out there again, won our fifth league title in a row, and won the Scottish Cup to go along with it. As Alistair said, it's been a bit of a mental season, but we've got there in the end thanks to Martin O'Neill. And that's it for us for this 25-26 season. Just want to thank everybody who's contributed to the channel, who's watched the channel, subscribed, done all that stuff, who's even come on the channel. People like Tino and that who have come on, Derek Ray back in February who came on. Want to thank all them for getting out of the time as well to
On
come
the
on.
toppers, aye.
And obviously can't go with miss out Alistair and Liam, who if it wasn't this podcast probably wouldn't be running as much if it wasn't for Alistair and Liam. So Alistair, thanks very much for
No
another
bother,
season.
mate. No bother. You better mention Nathan or they'll take the cream puff.
And Nathan, who's on the channel about once every 6 months at this point. Glory hunter. But no, Liam as well, if he's watching, thanks very much. It's been good to get you on the channel as well, and having that third member there. But no, as I said, thanks very much to everybody who's watched and subscribed and commented and done everything for the channel. And as I said, we'll be back over the summer talking about next season and what Celtic need to do. Hopefully there's news on the way, so hopefully it's not too long.
Hopefully be back on Friday with new manager.
Aye.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. But no, once there is news, we'll be back with another video. But until next time, we'll speak to you later. Thanks very much again, and hail hail.
Hail, hail.